Hello and welcome! This character profile video is for the class Lancer, and what you'll see is all of her skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, her skill combos, enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So, without further ado, I give you the class Lancer! Here we go. And welcome to the skills slide. If you are new to my character profile videos, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of our skills. On the right hand side is all the specials that go with those skills. The column charges is how many times you can use the skill, and then hits is how many times the skill will hit a creature or opponent. The column damage-PVE is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against a creature in the world, and damage-PVP is the highest percentage skill that will do against another player's character. And of course, you have the passive at the bottom. So a few things to mention. One is, if you look at the special side and you see how the word super armor is colored in red and the legend at the bottom left corner, that just means the super armor will work everywhere in the game except for arena. So just be aware that it just won't work when you're in arena for that one. But there are other skills that will work. For example, Fallen Angel, the super armor will work, so all is not lost. And let's see, on the left hand side for all the skills, the reason that those words are colored green is because they connect to the passive, and I will go over what the passive means in the PvP slide. So take a moment to look at everything here, and when you're ready, we will move on to the top 8 PvE skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PVE slide. What I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized it according to the column of damage-PVE, from the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest. And there is a reason why there's 8 of them colored in green, and that is the total amount we can take into the game world at a time. So if you're new to choosing a character and you just don't know what skills you should try these that are highlighted, only because they do so much damage from the top all the way down to the bottom. And over time, you'll see which ones that you like, and you'll develop your own style. So like I said, it's just a recommendation. So take a moment to look at all of this, and when you're ready, we have a lot to cover in the PvP slide, so let's go ahead and get to it, and I'll see you there. Here we go. And welcome to the PvP slide. So what I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized it according to the column of damage-PVP, from the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest at the bottom. So the first thing I should cover is, everyone who does PvP always wants to know, what super armor can I use in arena as well as in the game world, so I don't have to worry about switching between what I can and can't use. And looking at the specials on the right hand side, I am pleased to tell you that Fallen Angel is your highest damaging and provides super armor. And I gotta tell you, that skill, there's gonna be a lot to talk about in this video about Fallen Angel. That is your bread and butter right there, and a lot of people will be upset because you use it. Well, I don't know, because you're invincible and you fall from the sky. It doesn't get any better than that. But when you use it, your super armor is applied. And if you don't know what that means, don't worry. When we get to the player card section of the video, it has a definition for what super armor means. So you have that. You also have, let's see, it was Righteous Torment. Also gives you super armor, so you have a choice of using those two. So what I'm going to do now is cover the passive. So it is called Blessing of Enslar, and I hope I pronounced that right. And the way it works is, the blessing applies when you use the skills that are highlighted in green on the left. So Righteous Torment, Fallen Angel, Divine Guard, and Holy Thrust. So when you use them, that's immediately when the passive just happens. And if you're wondering, well, what do I get? Over to the right is what you receive. So all bosses damage plus 15% for 10 seconds. Very good character for boss fights. Now, each of these that you use has a different effect. Righteous Torment, it decreases PvP damage taken by 15% for 10 seconds. So it's very good for PvP areas of the game. Fallen Angel, it increases all skills damage by 10% for 10 seconds. That seems to be your bread and butter. Fallen Angel, I mean, it just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? Divine Guard, it removes bleed, burn, and shock. And I gotta tell you, for all those other characters out there that make their heavy hits with bleeding you out or burning you, your ability to just hit a skill and wipe it all away, it's impressive. And then Holy Thrust, on hit, the target receives 10% more damage from adventurers for 5 seconds. And if you've done PvP and you've done the one where both sides are trying to knock down the bosses, having this happen where your team will have the boss take 10% more damage just by you hitting it, you're a valuable player now. So your passive is very important in many ways. So what we're going to do now is I want to cut to a video that shows you all 4 of these passives in action and what happens. So give me a minute to cue that up, and here we go. And here we are. So what I've done is in the bottom right corner, I have the 4 skills that trigger the passive. Fallen Angel, Divine Guard, Holy Thrust, and Righteous Torment. We're going to go ahead and use them on this poor guy in front of us. And what we're looking for is any clue or any visual cue that your passive is active. So we already have him targeted, and let's go ahead and do this. So it doesn't look like there's anything that's visually different. That is Fallen Angel. Isn't that rewarding? I gotta tell you, it's very rewarding. And here comes the next one. And the last. So it looks like for this passive, you just need to be aware of what you get for each one that you use, each skill. So there's no visual cue, it's just, hey, this is what happens. You gotta memorize it, you gotta know it when you know your character. So now that that's done, let's have a little fun. Let's just let her loose on the guys up here in the next level. Every time I see it, it's just so rewarding. Fallen Angel, giving you super armor, and if you hold the skill button down when you tap it, you will teleport to your target. And really, really good in arena. So, alright. That was a nice little demonstration. So what we're going to do now is return back to the PvP slide. Here we go. And welcome back. So now that you have a good idea of what your passives do and the list here, take a moment to look at everything, and when you're ready, we're going to move on to the skill combo slide. Here we go. And welcome to the skill combo slide. Before we get started, allow me to tell you where you can find this. If you're in the game and you bring up the menu screen and you look over to the right where it says skills, you tap on that, and in the middle and down you'll see an icon that looks like a magnifying glass with a circle around it, and the words skill combo is to the right of it. You just tap on that and you'll bring this up, the list of skill combo screen. Now you will have to scroll up and down to see everything, and that's why I put it all on one slide for you to say print out or have it on a monitor if you're playing on a PC emulator. So the way that this works, now that you know where to find it, is on the left hand side in blue is the skill you would start out with. And then it chains into the next skill that Pearl Abyss is recommending in gray on the right hand side. So, for example, at the top left corner, Holy Thrust, chain into Divine Guard or Retribution, your choice. Now, I've taken a moment to look at all this, and I believe I've came up with a really nice 4-hit combo for you. So the way that this works is Fallen Angel is the skill that I've been talking about throughout this video. So if you started with that, and then look to the left side of the screen where it says Divine Guard, you would do that next. So Fallen Angel to Divine Guard, and then go to Holy Thrust, and then Holy Thrust above, you would do that, and then you would go to the skill Retribution. And then if you look over on the right hand side where it says Retribution in blue, you would complete the loop and go back to Fallen Angel. 4-hit combo right there. This is how it works. So as always, it's a recommendation. You don't have to do this, but never hurts to get some tips and pointers on how to get started. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we're going to move on to the enhancement slide. Here we go. And here we are. Welcome to the enhancement slide. So if you are new to this slide, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of her skills. On the right hand side is all the branch damage connected to those skills. And then there's 4 columns in the center. The first one, second, and fourth column, I make things that help your Lancer, benefit your Lancer. And then the third column is designed to be things that happen to the creature or player's character you're attacking. So now that you know how this works and how the layout is, allow me to explain a few things. First of all, you already know about the super armor in red. It just means it won't work in arena. Now, if you look at Divine Guard, the third skill down, and go all the way over to the right where it says heal 280 HP per hit, the word heal is colored differently because it doesn't work in Path of Glory. It'll work everywhere else in the game when you use Divine Guard, but just not in Path of Glory. And yep, I think now that we got the basics out of the way, let's say this. The enhancements need to be unlocked. So when you're on your skills screen and you tap on a skill like say Smite, and you'll see 2 bubbles or circles off to the left, and you tap on them, you'll see that each one is an enhancement, like plus 20 defense for 10 seconds, or target DP minus 20 for 10 seconds, and they need to be unlocked. And how you do that is you fight regular creatures in the world of Elion or Hadum. In treasure chests, you'll get these skill books. You learn the skill books, and you increase the level of the skill. So when you're looking at the enhancement, you see this red number next to the one that you want to unlock. That is the level at which you need to reach to be able to pay silver and finally unlock the enhancement. Some you don't have a level requirement, you just need the silver to unlock it. So that is how this works. And you can take a look at all of this and see which ones that you want to shoot for or focus on first. I mean, quite honestly, the ones that I would be doing is all the ones that say burn. So you can inflict burn damage as well as the regular skill. And the word flow, I'm looking at the first column. Divine Guard has a flow. That is another skill. When you unlock it, that's 2 skills in one. Divine Guard and what happens with the flow on top of it. So now that you know how this all works, take a moment to look at it, and when you're ready, we're gonna move on to the player card, and I'll show you what that's all about. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. It is like a baseball card. It is all the slides you previously saw, all put together on one screen, and there's something new. So allow me to introduce the interface. At the top is the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommended, and to the right of that is something new. It's called Immobilization. Anytime that a skill stuns, knocks creature or opponent down, freeze, knock up, knock back, anything that immobilizes the person or creature you're fighting. That is what an immobilization is. And if you look at the top right corner, it is green for yes, there is one, and the next column is how many do you have. And looking at Lancer, you have 3 skills that do 2 immobilizations each. That's Radiant Burst, Righteous Torment, and Retribution. And I gotta tell you, when you're in a PvP match, the more immobilizations you can throw at your opponent, the higher chance you'll get to knock them down, because that one opportunity where their super armor is no longer there, and you get that hit in with the immobilization, and when you see them hit the ground, you can get those extra hits, and that just it makes all the difference in turning the tide of the battle. So if you're wondering, well, I still don't know what you mean by immobilization, let's look at Radiant Burst and look down where it says skills, and look at the 4th one down, Radiant Burst, and all the way over to the right, it does super armor, it stuns on the first hit that you do, and then it dazes your creature or opponent that you're fighting on the last hit. Those are 2 types of immobilizations. So that's what I mean. So now that you see the skills, and below that is the enhancement slide that we just saw, and below that is the definition of Path of Glory and Arena, and below that is what we've been leading up to, is the definition for forward guard and super armor. So I'm just going to explain it briefly. Forward guard means that incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. And if you're like, I still don't get it, what is forward guard? If you're using a skill that has forward guard and your opponent is in front of you, or in front of you to the right or the left, and they're trying to attack you, the damage will be at you either 0 or heavily reduced because of it. So, but if they get behind you, then all bets are off and they can damage you to their heart's content. So you always want them in front of you. Now, for super armor, this means that incoming damage will be reduced, and the effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. We don't know what that duration is, and we never will know. Pearl Abyss won't put that in, otherwise people just exploit it, you know, by the stopwatch. Oh, yep, their super armor's up. Alright, time to attack. So, don't ever count on that ever changing anytime soon. So, take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, the music is gonna change, and we're gonna move on to the gameplay video, where we show you what Lancer can do. Here we go. And welcome to the gameplay video. Before we get started, let us show you where we are at. We are over here in Balanos, and we are at, oh, let's tap this. We're at Kron Castle entrance, and we're here because, well, their CP is 2519, and ours is down bottom left, 4790. So she's gonna have a lot of fun. The way this works is we'll use this auto path, and we'll have her fight for about, say, 2 minutes, at which time we will go back to town. I'll give my outro and say thank you. So, without further ado, I give you the class, Lancer. Here we go. And it's just about time for us to head back to town. So rewarding, isn't it? There we go. And while the loading screen is coming up, allow me to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like my videos, please subscribe, like, let people know. I am always making more videos and I'm happy to do it. So what we're going to do now is move Lancer over here into a position where we can display her. That's about right. We'll zoom in. There we go. And we will have her give a nice wave for everyone. And back to series. So funny. So once again, thank you. Thank you very much. And you have yourself a great day. Take care. Bye now.